Good afternoon. I'm Bob Frawley,
And I'm Dan Woods.
and we're running for Borough Council in Bernardsville. And on this podcast, we're going to be talking about an issue that has come up in Bernardsville as a result of the flash vote survey by Mayor Canoes. The mayor asked what people thought about the borough's efforts to communicate with the residents in Bernardsville. And the result was, I guess, not shocking, but pretty bad. It was the total. I think the average response was somewhere between okay and bad. Yeah, right. And in fact, there were more people that said it was bad than said it was good. So it was a pretty shocking survey. I'm not a social media guy. I know, Dan, you follow the bubble and other things where you can see what's going on in town. But the question is, how can the borough do a little better getting in touch with residents and letting them know about various issues? Actually, if you read the suggestions made by the people who responded to the survey, there were some good ideas in there.
I agree.
It seems that one of the concerns, or a couple of the concerns, that people are busy. They don't have time to go to meetings, so you can't go to the planning board meeting every once a week or once a month, whenever it is. And people really don't want to pay for a subscription to the newspaper, which I don't know if we can. I don't know. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I don't know if we can solve all those problems, but I think that there are some issues that we could jump on and some solutions we could propose. And Dan, do you have any ideas after reading the?
Certainly, yeah. I think that one of the ways that people really appreciated receiving communications from the town was through email. And I think a number of people enjoyed or at least appreciated the mayor's. I guess
the mayor's newsletter, right?
Mayor's newsletter, the quarterly newsletter,
right?
I think that that's a great example of what could be done, but not necessarily on a quarterly basis, maybe on a monthly basis or on a weekly basis. A lot of the people, members of the community, wanted information on things like road repairs and when things were going to happen. And if we do that more frequently, if we were able to give a monthly update, give the minutes to the borough council meetings, the planning board meetings, and then information about community events. I get the Friday folder from the local public schools about events that are happening in the community and specific school-related things. So, I mean, it's certainly possible to do this on a much more frequent basis, and it could be done, not just for people who have kids in the school district, but on a community-wide basis. We could do it not just by sending emails, but also by text. We wouldn't necessarily want to inundate someone's text with a page-long summary of what's going on, but we could provide a link to a weekly or a monthly newsletter that provides all that information. So it would be easier for the community members to get that information. I mean, it does put the onus on people to actually go out and get it, but that's something I think that could be done. We can provide links on the Borough Council website to sign up for an email newsletter or sign up for text alerts. I know I get the text alerts when there's a road closure because a tree's down or something from the Borough Police. We could certainly also provide that kind of information, again, with a link to the newsletter for people who opt in by signing up on the Borough website.
Right, that's one of the issues with email is that you have to actually sign up or opt in.
That's true.
Otherwise, you are spamming and in violation of the Spam Act. So we can't just randomly send out emails to people. You really have to get them to sign up and to join it. And then the texts, or I know we have a reverse 911 phone call system, but that's really used in emergencies. But I think that's very effective.
It is.
I've gotten the messages on several times. One suggestion by the respondents to the survey that said we ought to have a website, a time and events chart listing all the major projects that are being considered, like Quimby Lane, which would talk about the current status of the project, and the next event that's scheduled.
I think that's a very reasonable suggestion.
Yeah, and it's not difficult to do, and people don't have time to go to all the planning board or board of adjustment meetings. But if we put the the major projects up there so that people could say, what's going on with XYZ? Well, they could go online and find out what's going on.
Yeah,
with
and I think
XYZ.
that builds a sense of transparency within the community,
Right.
within the community government, and it also is a sense of responsibility. I mean, you can hold us accountable,
Right.
by seeing, hey, council said this was going to happen and
Yeah,
it didn't,
right.
and here it is in black and white.
And why didn't it happen?
And why didn't it happen?
Somebody's
Yeah.
got to respond.
Exactly. And so, okay, maybe it got pushed to the next meeting because something more important came up, but at least then the community knows
Right.
what's happening and why.
Right, and it's interesting because there's a sense of frustration on both sides. I know the people who are on the boards or on the council, they feel like they have been dealing with a particular issue for a year and a half,
Yeah.
and people say, "I never knew anything about it."
Yeah.
And there's something to be said on both sides. I mean, it's true the council does do that, but the people who maybe it's not covered in the newspaper, maybe you don't get the newspaper, but they hear about it either like by informal means, like the bubble,
Sure.
or somebody at Starbucks downtown talking about it, and they feel like they've been cut out. So I think they're really we have to bridge the dichotomy. In fact, the people are doing work on projects. People don't know. How do we bridge that?
And I think there are some other options too. I mean, it's great that the borough council meetings are available online, but not every board is available online.
Right.
The planning board, the rec board, et cetera. I mean, not every meeting is available. And if the pandemic taught us anything, it's that these Zoom, Microsoft Teams, these platforms exist that give us options for reaching people beyond just the meeting room.
Right.
And if business can accommodate, people coming in from dozens of locations to join a meeting online, we can certainly provide that
Absolutely.
as a function of our government.
Yes.
There should be no reason that we can't provide Zoom access or Teams access to any of these public meetings, and it really should be available both live and then as a recording on the borough's website, so people who have busy family lives can keep up to date if they so desire.
Right. I would agree, Dan. And we'd be interested in what you think. Again, you go on BernardsvilleDemocrats.org, look at the menu bar, find the contact link, and send us an email. And as we've said before, tell us what you think, good, bad, or indifferent. If you want to insult us, be my guest.
Absolutely.
And we'll respond. We won't respond to the insults, but we'll probably respond.
And as we saw from the comments on the survey, there are some great ideas coming from the community, and we're certainly willing to and hopeful that you'll provide us with some of your insights as well, so that we can, if elected, try to implement those as well.
That's correct. And you have our commitment to do that if and when we get on the Borough Council.
Absolutely. Remember to vote in November or earlier.
Or earlier. Remember, vote by mail, vote early, but vote.
Yes.
And vote for Woods and Frawley. And this podcast was paid for by the Committee to Elect Woods and Frawley, 64 Maple Avenue, Morristown, New Jersey. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too.